Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Karuna, and on my channel we look at the imprints of early trauma and we consider those residues through the lens of self-transformation. Over the past weeks, I've been gathering with viewers on this channel, and we've been going through an exciting online program called Trauma and Consciousness. At the conclusion of this journey, I asked the participants to share a video with you. And to that end, I posed one question. What would they most like to share with someone who's experienced early trauma? The insights here are amazing. They're real sharings, raw sharings, they're authentic, and they're heartwarming. I'm hoping you enjoy this compilation. I have so much appreciation for you and for the participants in this video. And without further delay, here we go.
These last couple of weeks, I've had a really rough time. I felt like giving up. I felt like I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this. And I've experienced this a lot throughout my life. But I'm starting to notice certain patterns. Like, I see a lot of this, how it's connected to past traumatic experiences. But what I'm starting to see is how I've allowed those experiences to define who I am, to define me. And not only that, I've allowed society and friends and family to define me through these experiences too. But particularly myself, particularly allowing them to define me. And that perspective is very limiting. I feel very trapped in that view. And so what's been helping me through this is I've recently connected with someone who sees me beyond these experiences. They don't identify me with my past. I'm not seen as someone who's dyslexic, or I'm not seen as someone who's depressed, or I'm not seen as someone who's anxious. Even though I go through experiences and I feel depressed and I feel anxious and that sort of thing, saying that I am that doesn't truly speak of who I am. I'm more than just anger. I'm more than depression. I'm more than the anxiety. I'm more than the dyslexia. And connecting with someone who can see that and can guide me and support me through that, it's really relieving.
For me, I found being part of a group with like-minded people really helped me to feel heard and supported and held. I know through my journey of getting and learning about trauma from my early childhood is that I really lost my identity through it, even really moving up to my adulthood. I just felt that I lost my identity and didn't really know who I was anymore. So what I've really done since learning about all of this is really try to find myself again, getting back into the things that I truly love doing, like my music and my violin that I've been playing for a very long time. Those things help me identify what I'm about and what I truly love doing.
Hi there. This is Jean-Paul, the little baby kitten. And he had a little bit of a rough start to life, but he's pretty happy now. And Jean-Paul just wanted to let you know that freedom is what you do with what's been done to you. Yeah.
I have spent my whole life really confused as to all of my emotional difficulties and struggles, and I've gone down a lot of different paths trying to find the answers over the years. So I kept hitting dead ends and brick walls. So This last year, I ended up finding this pathway that of transformation that comes from your trauma. So recognizing your trauma and dealing with your trauma, but also transforming past it and through it. I'm not there yet, but I'm leaps and bounds. And if there's one thing I can say, it's don't give up, because you just never know. And this really has worked for me. If I had given up even a year ago, I would have missed this. And now my life is being transformed. Admitting to yourself your trauma, admitting to yourself and figuring out for yourself is not your fault. And you also have the ability to transform and change. You don't have to be stuck in victimhood. All of those things combined together on this path really can just change your life. So I hope that that's given someone some hope.
So, the most profound, meaningful, and useful teachings of trauma for me has been these. My trauma doesn't mean that I'm broken. My trauma means that I've been trying to survive for too long in a broken world that trundles on with its head in the sand. Respect and observe your reactions and coping mechanisms. They are your biggest clues. Do not judge or stop them. Let your body express itself. It was time for radical acceptance of my coping mechanisms. The healing of the pain is in the pain. It's actually a line by the wonderful poet Rumi. The healing of the pain is in the pain. Once I radically accepted my pain and sat with it, I listened to it. I bowed down to the pain. I gave my pain the respect and voice that others hadn't done, including myself, as I tried to suppress it for so long. The coping mechanism in me understands and bows down to the coping mechanism in you. This is a game changer. This really excites me. This allows me to not add fresh new trauma to my existing trauma. It allows me to not take personally the behavior of others who are trying to hurt me. It allows me to stop being a people pleaser. It allows me to walk away from toxic environments without having to fight and create more karma and more trauma, but just walk away with a clear, firm, and compassionate boundary so that I can function with a clear mind, clear conscience, and a loving heart.
For me, when being asked what is the most profound teaching of trauma, I think that one is just coming to the understanding and realization that we all have trauma. And as human beings, it's one of the biggest commonalities we share amongst each other. And I think sometimes in our society, trauma can get this label of just being bad, when really trauma is sometimes a difficult experience, but it's the darkness in us that allows us to experience the light. How can we experience joy and be grateful for joy without having gone through some of those hardships, which actually helps really connect us as human beings. It allows us to understand and relate to ourselves and each other better. Understanding what's ours and what's not, and what defines us and what doesn't, or what doesn't have to define us, we can remove the shackles. It's been a lot of hard-earned work and really fulfilling doing this work. Choosing to do this work and realizing that we don't have to do it alone. It's been a gift. So thanks, everybody.
Reach out to the things that bring you inner peace. Know that not everything out there works for everyone. And it's okay if something works for a friend and it doesn't work for you. Find what works for you. For me, it's been a journey of Reiki, meditation, some amazing mentors, nature, and stepping on my path to help others who've experienced trauma.
I try to do things now from a place of love, and if I can't come from a place of love, I try not to do those things at all. And now I feel like I can choose to come from a place of love and to feel that place of love through that choice, through the expression of that choice. There are so many people like us that have had these tough experiences, early childhood or maybe young adulthood, because there is a deep connection for all of us. That's why I'm here in this forest where I found a lot of healing. I found a lot of acceptance and peace.
If you're struggling with this, just know that you are perfect inside. You're lovable. It's just that, the imprints that are put on us as kids block that essence of who we are, and it's not true. So the more that you can dig deep and get to the truth of who you are, I promise it'll make this journey so much more lighter and fun.
Change coming, felt it in the breeze. Oh, I could feel the change coming right for me. Oh, I could feel the change coming, saw it on TV. Oh, I could feel the change coming, saw it staring